What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing today? Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's saving their money so you can buy the parts you want. Anyways, guys, what's going on? Hey, I gotta thank everybody. Thank you so much for all the views, the likes, the comments. Just thank you to each and one of you who is watching this video, guys. But let's get to the point. If you haven't already, said by the title, today you guys know we're gonna be trying to install this new oil pan I got, as well as we're gonna set it up so we can set up an oil pressure and oil temperature gauge that I have bought as well. All right, so what do we have here today? We have a Greddy oil pan. This is for 350Z and 370Z. It's baffled as well, and it comes with 2 oil return ports for if you want to use it for when you turbo. One thing that sucked about this pan when I bought it, didn't come with any hardware, but shout out to Concept Z. They sell like this exclusive hardware on its own, where it comes with like gaskets, the block off plate for the temperature hole, and these are for the block off plates. And this is actually the hardware that the pan will use, so shout out to them. Just because it's a bigger pan, the original hardware won't fit, and it increases the oil capacity of the Nissan 370Z to 7 quarts. With the oil cooler, I'll be running 7.5 quarts. We got this ultra black gasket maker, which we're gonna use to install this. Next item on this list is from Innovate Motorsports. They make aftermarket gauges. See, it tells you the oil pressure as well as the oil temperature. Comes with the wires for you to be able to connect it to your computer in order if you want it to read Celsius or Fahrenheit, and set it for like high, low, and medium settings. This is the sensor that is for oil temp. This is what screws into the oil pan, and then as well this comes with an oil pressure regulator sensor as well, and this I will show you guys where it goes in the block. So now that you guys saw everything, now we're gonna go ahead and start step by step. So the first step would be obviously to take off your bumper, jack up your car in order to be able to take off this metal plate which the oil pan is under. Taking off that shield, you're gonna need an impact, obviously, a wrench, a 10mm, and the plier tool. Now that the under is off, you guys can now get a better understanding. So this is the original oil pan from the factory. This is the original oil cooler from the factory, which when I installed my Mishimoto oil cooler I did not take off, and now that I've learned more on how it works, I am going to be deleting this because new oil pan, this is bigger, this is going to be in the way. So now what I read online is that hose from the oil cooler that comes up and goes like that to the thermostat housing, you could delete that whole thing with that little oil cooler and then just get a 1/2-inch ID hose, a heater hose that will run the coolant from the thermostat housing back to the bottom of the block. So rather to going through that whole loop, you're just going to take it from there going back. So first what we need to do is drain the oil as well as drain the coolant. What you're going to want to do is probably get like a cardboard box or something, towels, and then take the radiator caps off. And then like for my car, you have to go under, and my radiator outlet is right here. We're going to open that, put a bucket under it, and drain the car. Alright, so till the car is draining itself, I'm gonna go ahead and remove these air filters so I'll have easier access to everything. And then I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect all these AN lines. That way we could remove this for more accessibility. Alright guys, now that I took the can out and everything is out, what we want to do is remove the clamps. As you guys see, I already did this. Remove this clamp from here. And from here as well, if this camera focuses. We're gonna remove that hose and we're gonna run to O'Reilly's and pick up the right hose that we want to run from here all the way to the bottom. Alright, so this is the hose. Went and got the hose. This is just 1.5-inch heater hose, and it's gonna do the delete. Now we're gonna want to drain all the oil. Next, you're gonna take the hose that you bought and you're gonna put one of the clamps on them. Now you got the clamp on one side. Remember, right now you don't wanna cut it. I bought 5 feet of this, probably more than I needed, but it's only $5, it's like $1 a foot. So you're gonna go ahead and now attach this to the end of the thermostat. So this though, that right there, this thing right there, that one is what we are gonna connect this hose to, and then we're gonna run it down all the way to the bottom right next to this one. Alright, so if you guys understand now what I'm talking about, see that hose is clamped in, and since there's belts right there running, that's gonna be deleted. But you're just gonna want to zip tie your hose like that to the radiator hose. So after zip tying that to the radiator hose, then like I showed you guys before, under there that goes to the lower part of the block, you're gonna need to disconnect it. Since everything is removed, now I'm gonna remove the oil filter, and then I'm gonna go ahead and remove the Mishimoto thermostatic oil plate. I went ahead and removed my oil filter sandwich plate, which is this. This is the factory oil cooler that comes from Nissan. The bolts that came out of the engine, which is this stud, it's called the oil filter stud. This oil filter stud, so from the research I did, the 2013 and higher edition Nissan 370Zs, they have these longer oil filter studs because of that stock oil filter housing that comes. So it sits, and this is the thread, and this is what the oil filter is screwed on. And when you have an oil cooler, this piece that comes from Mishimoto or whatever screws onto this. I went ahead and ordered from Nissan themselves a 2012 oil filter stud. So this is the label, but you guys can see the size difference. Point of this is now going to go into the block, and when this goes into the block, then we are able to take this and screw it onto it from the block, and this is what's going to sit inside of there. So let's actually go ahead and put that into the car. So I'm going to use some of this stuff. So in order to be able to install this oil pan, one more thing is going to need to be done before we go ahead to take the oil pan off. You guys see this little bracket that's right here, this where the screw goes, as well there's one more right here, but those 2 bolts have to be cut off. Alright, well I got the Dremel with the metal cutting blade. Make sure to always wear safety. But now that under here is nice and clear and open, we're able to do the oil pan now. Alright, so now all the screws are off, and you're gonna wanna now go ahead and take the silicone seal or whatever it is between the pan and the block. You can use a tool like this where you can go on the edge. Some people like to heat it up with a torch, or you just use a flathead. You have to go very, very slow, otherwise you're gonna damage the upper oil pan. This might be messy, oil might drip, so be careful, be ready. Well, the oil pan is off, and as you guys can see, that is our oil pickup neck. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a razor, and you're going to want to get that surface as clean as you can. Take all that gooey gunk off from the old. Next thing what I'm gonna do is I am going to hook up this Innovate oil pressure sensor. Since my oil pan's gonna have a hole for oil temp sensor, my Mishimoto sandwich plate has a port right here that's been closed off. So I'm going to take this out, which remove this. I should be able to just take this just like that, be able to have it inside of here. Alright, so next we got the oil pan, and now we're going to be putting in the oil temp sensor into the pan. Alright, we got the sensor in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean the surface area of this. Run a razor through it just one time, but this is already clean. Inspect inside the pan and make sure inside the pan is clean, no debris. And then we're going to go ahead and take the block off plates, put them on, but right before we put them on, we're going to put some gasket maker right under it. This is ultra black gasket maker. This is the tip that you're gonna use. So you're gonna take the cap off. The cap has like a needle. Go ahead and pop the top and then screw this on. I don't know why I said poop meant pop, but that's it. Now you're gonna cut it to the desired length you want. I'd probably go to the second or the third one because I like more when it comes out, and then you can rub it with your finger. Some good old H2O. Now is the moment we're gonna take the ultra black gasket maker and we're gonna go ahead and apply it to the surface, and make sure before you actually start that the pan is clean, no debris, everything looks good. Once this is put on, you're gonna want to go ahead and go put it on the car. One thing too, before you put this on the car, you're gonna need to hand tighten it, let it sit for 1 hour, and then put it to its torque spec. Alright, so next we're gonna attach these Ishimoto stainless steel braided line to the sandwich plate, and then I'm gonna install the sandwich plate. I also torqued down the pan from the research I did, or Blake did, and it just needed to be like 5 foot-pounds or 6 foot-pounds, which is equivalent to like hand tightening it with a wrench or a socket. So that's what I did, but now I'm gonna do the sandwich plate. Alright, well this is the final product. The Greddy oil pan, as well as the Innovate temp sensor, as well as the pressure sensor. Next video will be on the gauge install and how to do this, but this is the final product. Came out very nice. So now all you need to do is let it sit for 24 hours for it to fully dry. Alright guys, well this wraps up today's video. Hopefully it helped you guys understand how to install an oil pan if you guys need to do so. But now all you're gonna want to do is just go ahead and put your coolant can back on. I'm gonna leave it like this because I have some other stuff for the next videos that I'll be installing, so stay tuned. Next week we'll have a new video on it. Alright, well thank you for watching guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Maybe leave some comments for Blake. Thanks again for watching.